I shaped the neck of a tenor ukulele. You can see the line where the scarf joint meets. On a 1-inch block. Ideal cut on a scarf joint is around 3.5. There's a little bit of imperfections there, gotta sand that off still. 3.5 is the ideal cut for scarf joint, and when you do that, there is a natural line that comes out, and that's kind of like your guide on to where you want to shape the formation of the neck, the headstock. Headstock's long right now. I'm still undecided on the shape. Still don't know if I want to put veneer. This kind of bugs me. Oversight on my part. Too late now, so probably need to get some sort of veneer or something. It's hard to come by. I was planning on doing the hardwood floor on it, but it's just way too thick. So one thing about sanding, make sure that you don't sand off your guide marks, because you're going to need that later on when you attach it to the body. But yeah, I started with 60 grit sandpaper, and then just to get the rough edges out, and then I just went along the. I started with 80 grit. No, I started with 60 grit, and then I think I went 80, and then I did 100, and then 120, and then 140, 160, 220, 3 something, and the final sandpaper that I use is 400. So it took me a good hour and a half just to get it up to shape. It's almost there. You can see a little bit of imperfection still. Still need to work on that, a little bit of sanding, but I'm gonna call this one a day. I have to do a little bit more sanding when I put on the fretboard, so just to flush the sides on the fretboard. One mistake that I did, I kind of tapered this in a little bit, so the fretboard will protrude a little bit outward. I have to sand the fretboard down. That's okay, no biggie. Dimensions are about right. One cool thing when you're using 1-inch block of wood, I'm planning to do slotted headstock, so I have to bore holes on it. That's why I didn't really want to cut this part off yet, because depending upon the what do you call it, the action of the string, I gotta make sure that to be at the right spot and where to bore the holes for the headstock slotted. But yeah, so far looks pretty smooth. So that's the headstock. For cigar, I'm doing a cigar box on this, so the heel block, or the heel, is a little bit thicker than normal, only because it needs to support a heavier weight cigar box that I'm doing. It's pretty heavy. I'm actually going to make the actual cigar box, so that's the angle cut that I did on that. I'm going to put a mahogany tailpiece right here, but yeah, that's I need to sand this off so when I attach it in the body. But that is a tenor scale ukulele, maple, which is my favorite wood. Just love the feel of maple, especially when on a guitar neck or a stringed neck instrument. The feel of maple is just nothing like it. Such a smooth wood. I love it. But yeah, I'm excited. Can't wait. Initial stage is about ready to go. Oh, there. The time-consuming part is pretty much done. Now I just gotta assemble. Next thing I'm gonna do is the fretboard. Show you how to do fret wires, and I have a tip on how to attach the fretboard onto the neck to ensure that it doesn't slip. Yeah, there it is. 3.5 scarf joint, 3.5 inch scarf joint attached. You get a length of 6 inches from here to here. The cool thing about it, with that dimensions, it tends to stay from the tip of the headstock to the heel block, which is 2 added pieces that I put in. So this is 3 inches. It tends to be roughly around 3 inches from right here too. So it makes it easier when you're carving or when you need to set it down. So that's a little tip that I do. I'm not a luthier. I just do this for fun, but hopefully this helps ukulele builders out. It's also easier because I tend to attach the fretboard after I carve. Some people attach the fretboard and then they carve, so they can sand the sides, but I wait on that, so that way it's nice and flush. I can work on it without necessarily having to have like a support on here. It's naturally supported. A little bit of pounding with a plastic mallet to install the frets onto the fretboard is necessary, but not enough to really ruin this hard maple. It's such a hard wood and very hard to cut, but worth the time and effort. Yeah, there it is. Tenor ukulele neck.